taken a page out of the Shinuki Art playbook today. Hey, it's Care. Welcome to my take at the lake. I'm gonna play some today. I'm tired of polishing the shovel and never digging the ditch. Always cleaning and organizing the studio and never actually having any fun in here. Today we're going to change that. We're going to have some fun. Actually combining two of Shinuki Art's videos that I've watched recently. I will link them both below. One is how she preps a book to make it into an art journal. And another one is her working in an art journal or junk journal. I believe it was for Louisa Heinzel when she was, I don't know if she still is, but when she was on the design team for Louise Heinzel. Her book, that particular one, was done all in greens. I believe it had something to do with lost greens. It was a kit that Louisa had put out, I think. It's been a little while, so pardon my memory. But I've been wanting to do an art journal proper, like straight up art journal. And so I went through my collection of books that I've showed you in all these hauls upon hauls upon hauls that I've done. And I picked this one, hardcover. You can see, super shiny. But I love this part of it. It's so beautiful. The dust jacket was this too. And so I was so surprised. You know, usually when you take a dust jacket off, it's really plain on the inside. But the book itself is this beautiful cover. Beautiful colors, some streaky paint. I'm not quite sure what or how I'm going to do this. I'm going to try and maintain as much of this as I can. And this is the book that I've decided to turn into an art journal. I love that it's got black and papers. Very, very cool. So I'm going to follow along with what Shinuki Art's video did in prepping this, and I'll show you that in just a minute. I have a couple of tweaks to it, you know. My take at the lake. I've got a couple things that I'm going to do just a teensy bit different than the video that I watched. So once I decided that this was going to be my cover, I also want everything in here, like the Lost Greens, everything in here will be around these colors and this kind of movement, and it's going to follow this a lot on the inside. So then what I did was go through my stash and pick out the things that I think will go nicely. All kinds of things. A stamp from the stamps that I got with that coupon that Leanne gave me, 200 stamps for $1. There were lots in there with the right colors, and so I picked those out to play with. Tim Holtz packaging. I just like the font, and I think it would go with anything. Some water, because to me, well, obviously it's Arms from the Sea, so this is a very nautical, under the sea, watery type of thing. So anything that I found with water, those colors. This is from a vintage Reader's Digest illustration. There was plenty of it, which is always good. Similar colors, different illustration altogether, but similar colors. Some things from a catalog, towels. You know, you need a bath towel when you're at the sea. I don't know if it'll get that literal or not, or if I'll just use the colors. I believe that's curtains, same thing, water, perfect sheet sets colored that way, so that could be page liners, or who knows how it'll all be used up. Some paint chips from a project gone by, nice dark blues, blue, really crappy dragonfly. I'll have to try and fix him up because he's pretty bad. some painted paper, some scrap mulberry paper, a feather with the right colors. This was from a Christmas book. It's supposed to be a Christmas ornament. This is packaging from, I have no idea what, but it's pretty thick. Walls can talk. Just some fun phrases. Some more mulberry paper. This is black. Today's forecast, 100% chance of, then I get to pick. Some pretty colors. I went through and picked out ribbons and bits of fabric that I thought might work, might not. In my memory, this is a bit brighter. So when I was pulling stuff out, it's not right, but I can coffee stain that down. I need a little bit of that warmth to make all these cools pop. So that's why that's in there. Some stickers that are the right color. I love these swirly, watery patterns, and the blues and the teals will certainly go. Silver stars, blue stars, maybe even some of the green stars. I don't know. I got these for Christmas. They're stickers, like washi tape stickers, sort of. All different shapes and sizes with little paper clips. They're already layered. They're so cute. All different shapes and sizes. This one has a little tiny clip on it. Some of the pack, well, this I got two different packs, and this particular pack has this white border all the way around it. I will probably tear that off somehow and fussy cut here the best I can. I really don't like that white border on there, but that's fixable, totally doable. Look at that. So cute. So cute. Or maybe put a drop shadow under here and get rid of the rest. Fussy cut around that edge. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Went into my papers. Just press start. Just pulled papers. These are Avery labels that I printed a digikit on. Some beautiful paper from a Dollar Tree off-cut pack. Dark mulberry post-it note. Just fun colors. Jelly plate print using the netting that citrus fruit comes in. Limes and lemons come in that nylon bag. That's what made that super cool snake skin look. There's some dyed paper, some tickets, more mulberry paper, and nice dark blue. Jelly plate, just some scrapbook paper, jelly plate, offcuts, all kinds of things. A little bit of music in here, some pages from one of my notebooks of unwasted paint, more offcuts, more digikit printed labels. This is an awesome index card notepad that I've had for probably 20 years, and it's so beautiful. And the cards aren't bad either. They'll find their way in here. Some napkins with the right color. Some waves, and again the right color. This will work for that orangey color, to work that in there. Just some background paper, scrapbook paper, messy paper. One of my digikits. This is from a jelly plate session that I had. I printed the tickets. It's a digikit on my Etsy store if you're interested. Some more scrapbook paper of all the right colors. Lots of different things. Very watery, watercolory. So I went around and I collected all the stuff that I had, and I put them in my handy dandy beautiful little organizer set here, and as I come across things, I will collect more in here. I also went looking for a digikit and found this beautiful, I'll have to flash it on the screen because you know I don't remember who it is, but it's perfectly wonderful. This crackled paint with the blues and the teals and that orangey color. It's very grungy. I mean, it was exactly what I was looking for, and it's just beautiful. And there's probably 12 pages to the kit. I only printed the 6 that really matched the color scheme that I'm going for. One with some grungy letters. I mean, look at that. Beautiful. You know how much work that would take if you tried to do it yourself? I think it was a $2 kit. $2.20 or some darn thing. For all those wonderful, yummy, yummy, yummy layers right there ready to be used up. Some oxidized metal, it looks like. Just so cool. Plus it's got the wood grain background. Very neat. And then this all looks very nautical, very barnacle, rusty. Exactly what I was after. So I've got all those. I've also spent this morning spraying some index cards and some tissue paper and napkins. I'll show you that. I made up a batch of sprays to play with. I'll do that in another video. But I took a page out of Know It Art's playbook and used food coloring and water and made up a whole set of beautiful sprays that I've been just enjoying the bejesus out of. That's another video coming up. But that's what I used on these index cards and on this tissue paper. The bottom layer of the tissue paper is tissue paper, and then on top of it, a giant white, the back of a napkin. And I had them both laying on the desk, and I decided to spray them together on top of each other just to see what would happen. And so far, this is what I've come up with. As it dried, of course, the colors dried back quite a bit, and they paled. And so I just added some more color until I get them as dark as I want them, or as dark as I can get them. We'll see how it goes. You'll see as this project unfolds. I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm going to do with this. I think it's going to be collage, certainly art journal. I treated myself to some texture paste, so I want to play with that more. Again, watching a lot of Snooki Art, she does this on almost all of her projects, and it's a great result. They're so stunning and pretty. So I want to play with that. I like the way she always adds threads and stuff to hers. I might not sew as much as she does, but I will add colored threads just for one more layer. So I'm not sure where it's going to go, but I've got a lot of great things to play with. So let's get to the book prep part of this. Again, such beautiful, beautiful end papers. They're so pretty. I've got glitter and junk already in there. So, a couple of things that I'm going to do just a little bit different than she did. She may have done this, she just did not mention it. I'm going to go through and see if there's anything in here that I know that I want to keep. These almost look like seagulls or waves. They're through all of the chapters. I may find a chapter heading that I want to keep, so I would tear that out if in fact I found something like that. If this were an illustrated book, I would certainly go through and pick out things that I know I wanted to keep before I started tearing out pages. So I'm not seeing a whole bunch. I like the power to change, so I'm going to take that out. And any of the pages that I take out, I really would like to use in this book. Pay homage to the original novel. I like something greater. And I'm leaving that little bit in there because that will give it stability. I don't want to tear all that out because this page, wherever it is over here, then will be loose, and I don't want that. In fact, while we're sitting here, I may just put a little bit of art glitter glue in there just to ensure that it stays. This book is stitched and probably glued. I didn't even check. I'm just going for it, and if it doesn't work, well, it doesn't work. It's this nice blank page. I like a few of those seagull things, whatever they are. It'd be easy enough to mimic to when I'm getting out the paints and whatnot. I could mimic those pretty readily. And this is probably screwing up the math. I don't care. It's gonna work out fine because it just is. The other thing that she did that I'm going to do a little bit differently is she worked from front to back, and I think that it's healthier for the spine to work a little bit in the front, a little bit in the back, and then in the middle, and just work your way toward the center. I think because during this process there's a lot of cracking of the spine and opening up wide, and I just think the more that that's done spread between the back and the front, the healthier, because you don't want to break it all in the front, because then the whole thing gets kind of kittywampus on you, and who needs that? So the next step then is I'm leaving my end papers because they're just yummy. I'm leaving this one because it's just yummy. I'll probably leave that. So this will be my first page. She tears out a page. Put these over here so they don't get lost. And then glues a page together, opens it up so she can get the glue down in there. Nice brand new Scotch Create glue, just opened right now for this project. I like to warm it up a little bit so it glides and then goes all the way to the edge of the page. The edges are the most important, I think, in this. You don't want anything lifting, flecking. I said flecking, F-L, flecking. And then I like to let the book do what the book's gonna do, because it has a natural fall to it. She said she glues a third page to it, so now I have 2 pages glued together, here and here. But I'm going to glue a third so that it can handle whatever we bring to it, whether that's paint or gesso or spraying or collage. Having them 3 pages thick, according to Shinuki Art, is the Goldilocks. Not too thick and not too thin. Get a baby wipe out because I am not the neatest of gluers. I have done 1 whole page and I'm full of glue. My page is full of glue. And I don't want the other one sticking together, so I'm wiping it off. She also takes her bone folder and smooths out that glue, which I think is a good idea. Again, you want to get it right to those edges. Now I'm going to flip to the back. I'm going to keep my end paper, that pretty blank paper. Oh, another pretty blank paper. I'm going to tear this one out. Thank you for the beautiful book, Mr. Shapiro. I'm sorry it didn't sell as well as you'd hoped. That's how I ended up with it. Actually, it was a freebie, I believe, from the library. Nobody ever checked it out. So this would have gone into a landfill. For those of you who are squeamish about tearing up books, I get it. I totally get it. I'm a writer. I'm an English major. Taught college English for years and years and years. I get it. However, some of these books were going to find their way into the trash. You would never have heard of this book if not for this video and this project. So if this seems like a book you want to go get, I'm sure it's available on Amazon. You can read it and give it a life and make the author's day. So this one landed a little bit crooked. And I don't want crooked. It's one of the best things about Scotch Create glue is it's very sticky, but you have a few seconds to correct things. Now, I don't know if I can get it any better than that. Oh well, that'll be one with an edging, a page edging. You can also do this with wet white glue, PVA, art glitter glue, Mod Podge even. But PVA's got a lot of water in it, and you'll get a lot of wrinkling, which some like that texture. While I'm not adverse to texture, I don't think I want it on every page, and I'm control freak that I am. I want to save when there's wrinkles. Not just wrinkles any which where. So, beautiful end paper, beautiful end paper, beautiful end paper, nice thick art journal page. Some of the edges, they're not lining up just right, and that's okay. That's fine. You can edge them or otherwise decorate them, and there's going to be so much going on here that they won't notice that. That's the idea anyway. I don't know. Back to the front. How did we do here? Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, I like that. So, we're going to keep a page, and we're going to get rid of a page. I'm putting a little bit of glitter glue, again on the page remnant that remains there, this piece, just because I want it to stay put. I love my bone folder, but for this part, I really like doing my hands because A, I can manipulate the page a little bit better, and B, because I think the warmth and pressure of your hand helps smooth out that glue that you just put down, and that's always a good idea. You don't want glue bumps. You don't want things not laying properly. So we'll glue our third page together of this 3-page page. Where things are lifting, that will drive me bonkers. So I'm just gonna add some more glue, because the least bonkers, the better. So I'm just gonna continue to do that, and when I get done, we'll come back. So I'm back. I have just a few more pages to do. And as I said, I worked front, and then I did some in the back, and I worked my way to the center. Each time I tore out a piece of paper, a page, I put just a teeny bit of art glitter glue down that seam, just to secure any pieces the best that I can. And I've now 6 pages left because I took some out earlier. So what I'm going to do, instead of tearing any more out, I'm just going to glue these 3 together and these 3 together. I went through and I counted. I have 30 pages total. That includes 3 regular pages here, 1, 2, 3 that aren't glued. Same in the back, 3, 1, 2, 3 that aren't glued, and 30 minus 6, 24 art journal pages. So these I'm gonna, go easy on. I'm not gonna get them all soaking wet. They'll just be collage or painted. But these are nice and thick. That will take a little bit more artsy-fartsy stuff than just the plain pages. So that seems to be a pretty good size art journal, I think. I believe I started with 195 pages. Of course, I didn't check before I started tearing stuff out, but the last page I saw was 194, 95, so something like that. FYI, this took, from the time I stopped recording and just glued, about an hour. I did take a tiny little 5-minute snack break, and I did spray some cheesecloth. Just cheesecloth with my sprays. Just because I think it's very sea-oriented. It's very sea-themed. And I thought it'd be fun. So I took a few minutes to throw some spray on that. Plus I have this beautiful page to play with. So let's dive right in, shall we? Like I said, I don't know exactly how I want this book to be. I got nothing going in. So what I'm going to do is just pick a page. I don't want to do the exact middle, which that seems to be. Do one back here. And let's just play. Let's just play and see what we do. Oh, tore off the best bits, but I can save those. Play with them later. It's still pretty damp, so it's tearing kind of nicely. It's just this nice random. So, let's see. Oh, I like that. The upward lines. What else can we play with here? I use a little bit of store-bought gesso. We even christened one of the new brushes just for fun. So I've not done an art journal like this before with 3-dimensional and mixed media. This is all new to me. I've been watching Carrie's mixed media art and Shinuki art and all kinds of different mixed media people and getting some ideas, and it just looks like fun, and I hate to admit it, but I have the attention span of a gnat. So I don't want to do just junk journals all the time. I want to do other things. So here we go. We're doing other things. Broke it. Using archival jet black. Script stamp. So I took a tag and fold it in half so that it's a nice thickness. And I'm going to cut it into 1/3 and 2/3. And I'm going to put it the 1/3 under that part. And the other third under that part so that it stands up off the page a little bit. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac silicone glue because this is pretty heavy. This is pretty heavy duty, and I really want it to stick. This is like hot glue without the hot. I just put it underneath so that it lifts this little bit of this little piece of paper up off the page just a little bit. So I've glued those to the page, and then I'm gonna put a little bit here and here, and glue that to my page right about there. I'm going to let this dry, and I will probably go around. I will probably take my Stabilo pencil, just black, my Aquarelle Stabilo pencil, and I will probably go all around the right hand side and the bottom to give a drop shadow, even though there is literally, and you can see it, I'm pretty sure you can see it, like there's already a real shadow right there. I'm just gonna follow that with my pencil and then water it out so that whether or not the lights are hitting it properly, there'll be a drop shadow. I've also crinkled up some of these edges a little bit, Tim Holtz style, Louisa Heinzel style, just to give it some more dimension. And once this is dry, I may accentuate that as well. These, what I'm going to call seagulls, depends on where I put them. Sometimes they're seagulls, sometimes they're waves. I'll probably do the same thing. Just take my Stabilo pencil, go up underneath here, and create a drop shadow. And water those out a little bit, just to give it some more dimension. And you see that they're not, I didn't do, I only glued them in the center so that they would curl up on purpose. I wanted that on purpose. Quite happy with how this first page turned out. Not bad, I think, for my first attempt at mixed media. I am excited to do more in this book. I'm going to also take a page out of Carrie's Mixed Media Arts playbook, and every once in a while she just picks a different journal and does a page in it with and for you. I think I'll do the same thing, which kind of goes against my grain because I am, after all, my take of the lake, giving my take on things, but I really like that idea of having a project that we work in together. So if you have something like this that you'd like to start, by all means, get a good start on it. And then next time we come together, I'll do a page and you can do a page with me. I just think that would be great fun. So again, thank you very much to Shinuki Art, who gave me the inspiration on how and instruction on how to prep a book for making it an art journal, and for the Lost Greens. I love that idea of having everything come together, the whole book be theme related. You know, that speaks to my New Theme Thursday heart, of course. And thanks to Carrie at Mixed Media Arts, who has inspired me to start several different art journals. I have this one here that I recently rediscovered. It's a beautiful journal that I bought myself on Amazon. I've done some texture, I've done some gluing, I've done some glue booking style stuff, I've done some unwasted paint work, lots of unwasted paint. I've done some alcohol sprays, I've done some sort of doodling / zentangling, some watercolor pen and ink doodles. I've got all kinds of stuff in this journal, but there's lots and lots and lots of room to grow. So I'll be working in this journal. I'm also going to make a round journal like Carrie at Mixed Media Art. She has a little round journal. If you're not following, please do. It's so satisfying to watch her work in this small little round space. But of course, I'll do my take on it. So that's coming up too. Lots and lots of stuff coming up here at My Take at the Lake, including some classes that will be temporarily available via Patreon, but then they'll go up for sale on my website. So if you're not yet a Patreon, you might want to consider $2, $3, $4, $5 a month. You could get some really screaming good deals on classes that are going to be between $50 and $200 a crack. So just consider it. I don't know, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but if you want some cool classes, maybe sign up for the Patreon. There's lots of free printables there right now for people who are patrons and who are not patrons. It doesn't matter. Free printables or free printables. Go there and get them. But let me know that you got them, because I can't tell on Patreon who's visited, who's not. It'd be lovely to know if you went there and got a printable. I'd love to know about it. So if you've gone there and got a printable, let me know in the comments below. If you go there and get a free printable, just drop me a note that says, hey, thanks for the printable on Patreon. So I know that you were there and I know that it's helping some people out. Until we meet again, you have a lovely, lovely crafty day. Love up your beastlies, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. Enjoy your day. My Take at the Lake. Out for now.